Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about Shimmy. Okay, all right. Now I feel like I watched a lot of videos on Shimmy and AutoShimmies. Okay, and it's not that hard to explain, but it seems like a lot of people don't know how to use certain terms or even use certain words to get people to better understand Shimmy. Okay, now a lot of people may understand Shimmy and utilize Shimmy, but they don't understand how to break it down to other people so they can get into the game as well. So I'm going to basically break it down to you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna go even a step further and explain it to you by showing you what other people are saying to you. Okay, so I have two videos up. I have two videos up. I have the Street Fighter 6 and then I have Mortal Kombat. Okay, so in Street Fighter, Shimmy is a little different than what it is in Mortal Kombat 11. Okay, now when it comes to Shimmy, it's the anticipation. Okay, but we're gonna show the video really quick. Okay, I want you guys to see this. This is what they talk about when it comes to Shimmy. Okay, so let's just watch it really quick.
A basic and powerful mix-up in Street Fighter is between strikes and throw. Once you've conditioned the opponent to block, then you can start throwing them to open up their guard. Then, once you've conditioned them to tech the throw, you can walk in, then walk out to make them whiff. This is otherwise known as a shimmy. Be on the...
Okay, so what he just showed you was basically a shimmy, right? Now, the thing about shimmies is that in Street Fighter, people have a way of going about throwing or teching throws. Throws are a little fast in Street Fighter where you cannot necessarily react to the animation of a throw. So you anticipate it by like delay teching. Now, delay teching is a whole nother discussion because that's something that's like in Street Fighter. In Mortal Kombat, there's no such thing as delay teching. You have something where you may be like mashing square and you might somehow automatically tech the throw because like you're pushing square and R2 at the same time. So like you could be doing like things like this, but I'm holding R2 as I'm pressing square. So sometimes you can actually get thrown. Not even just pressing R2 too. Like if I'm mashing down one, I can actually grab my opponent out of that, but I'll show you guys another video later. But right now, I just wanted to discuss on shimmying, right? So that video we just saw with Street Fighter, the anticipation of a throw. So that's really what shimmying is. The best way to describe it or to explain it to people is the anticipation of something happening and nothing necessarily happens in your favor. The basic way of understanding it, right? Now, a lot of people in Mortal Kombat will say shimmying is a little different. Okay, now the reason why it's different, I'm going to show you another video, and I think from all the videos I watched, this is probably the best explanation of how shimmies kind of work in Mortal Kombat. Okay, now I'm going to show you this because there's two things that how shimmying works in Mortal Kombat. But again, like I said, I'm going to show you this one first, and then I'll explain to you what AutoShimmying is, because AutoShimmy only works and applies in Mortal Kombat. So let's take a look at this video right now. 1 second.
Sometimes people do this, they walk slowly, and walking forward is a good way to fake a throw, to shimmy people, or even dashing forward. Something like that, right? So when I play Sonya, when I take back my turn, or just when I'm here, instead of just going here and pressing, what I'll do is I'll take a full step forward and do that. And the full step forward, especially since, you know, hard punch looks a little bit like a grab under pressure, opens people up. And when you knock people down, sometimes this works often. You take a step forward, take a step back, and then they try to YOLO it down to attack, right? Like this, and then that shimmies people too. I don't know why. I think it's the first initial step forward, and they just...
So he does a great job at explaining it to you. A very good job. Like if you ever wanted to get into Mortal Kombat, I feel like he has explained the video or explained shimmy in the best way he could. I'll put both videos links in the bio and the description below. Yeah, so again, those are two good explanations on how shimmying works. Shimmying are two completely ways in Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Okay, so with that being said, and remember, it's always going to be the anticipation of something happening, but not necessarily happening in your favor. The best way to describe it, okay? And the reason being is because a lot of times people are reacting to the animation of a throw, right? So if I see my opponent put his hands on me, I'm going to tech the throw, right? Now, in Mortal Kombat, it's a little complicated because, again, like I said, it's anticipating. So a lot of times people would try to tech the throw, or they will OS duck. Not necessarily do everybody tech throws in this game. And the reason being is because you can duck throws. And on top of that, if you do tech the throw, you get nothing. You just go back to neutral. But if you duck the throw, you get a whole combo. You get a whole combo as if your opponent wasn't blocking. You get that type of combo, right? And it's so crucial to learn how to duck OS in Mortal Kombat that now, if you learn it, auto shimmies are your counter to OS ducking. And the reason being is because when you're anticipating something, you have something where characters have really good moves and they have mids. This being a really good move because not only is it 12 frame startup, but it's also -3 on block. So a lot of times when you're anticipating the throw, the reason being is because he gets a whole combo off of a throw and you don't want that to happen. So you are anticipating ducking, right? So with that being said, you get auto shimmied by 4-4. And then on top of that, you can start doing things like this because this is +3. This is +1. So with that being said, when this is getting happening, you're trying to duck OS, so you're doing things like this. And then while you're doing this, letting go of block, you may get hit by 4-4 because you're anticipating the throw, so you're letting go of block. So what happens is while you're doing that, you might actually end up getting caught by 4-4, okay? Now, this is what creates auto shimmies and shimmies in Mortal Kombat. Because they're so good. I'm using Liu Kang because Liu Kang is so good because you don't want to get grabbed by this. Because what happens is he gets a whole combo. Whatever the combo may be, right? Whatever. He gets a combo. Nonetheless, he gets a combo off of that, right? So his stagger games become strong because OS ducking becomes so strong in this game. So now, since you're anticipating it, you're getting hit by so many different staggers, you don't know when he's going to throw you. And then when you anticipate it, you might get hit by 4-4. So again, auto shimmies work a little different in Mortal Kombat. Now, when he was talking about walking forward to basically open up your opponent thinking that you're going to throw them, you don't necessarily have to do that with Liu Kang because he has auto shimmies. Auto shimmies are just really good buttons that make it seem like you're going to do something or do something that you're not necessarily going to do because the character already has it in this archetype. He has a very, very strong 4-4 that looks like something that is not. And then on top of that, it's a mid, so it can open you up if you're trying to duck OS. So it's covering two options. That's why it's called a auto shimmy, because it's doing the work for you rather than you anticipating walking forward, dashing forward, or backing up into 4-4. You don't have to do that no more. The character does it all for you. So this is where people would complain and say, man, this character takes no skill. Because you're not necessarily doing anything. It's just in the character's archetype to do such. Okay? So Liu Kang's always been dumb, apparently, in every Mortal Kombat. And this is one of the things that really makes him strong is his auto-shimmy game. And then the fact that he has a 6-frame standing one, which can punish like 7-frame moves, like Kung Lao's armor move. He can punish it. But anyway, nonetheless, this is considered auto-shimmies. Auto-shimmies are very, very strong in this game. When you learn what your character's auto-shimmy is, not necessarily do every character have an auto-shimmy, but you can still shimmy your opponent in this game, okay? And the way you kind of can shimmy people in this game is by backing them slightly and then poking. Or you can do things like this. You can go in, back up slightly just to see how your opponent reacts, right? Once you start understanding how opponents react, they most likely use highs or they poke to get their turn back. And the reason why they do this is because they do not want to play the mind games or they just want to take their turn back, right? So if you do something like this and I poke back, that's called a reversal, right? So a lot of times when you do something like this, back up, they will most likely anticipate poking or just start pressing buttons automatically. And then once they start doing that, you could back out and wish punish them. And this is considered a shimmy in this game. Shimmies are completely different than where it comes from with Street Fighter. Street Fighter started the terminology. We kind of adapted the terminology and kind of use it and utilize it to our advantage to understand what happens when certain players do certain things. Okay. So again, just remember that shimmies are just basically anticipating something that not necessarily is going to happen. A lot of times too, auto shimmies are very strong. There's a second part to auto shimmies in this game, right? And I brought Baraka because Baraka is kind of hard because you can't really tell. Look how fast his grab is. By the time you react and see his hands, they're already on you. They're pretty good. It kind of looks like his standing one, and it kind of looks like his standing two. So this becomes strong because when you do this, see how it's +1? So a lot of times when something is plus, most of the time people will respect it for a frame, right? So they'll do this, then you can do that, right? But if I'm anticipating a down one, I can get away with another stand one. So what happens is when you're anticipating another stand one, things like this happen. But what happens also that you have to realize is that in this game, I have to dash up and grab. You see that? See how it's whiffing? So I'm using my one frame to dash up slightly into a throw. I cannot do that because it's not one frame. A dash is not one frame. You cannot make a dash one frame in this game. So I can't do this into a grab and that's going to jail. You can poke there. But what happens is, like I said, when you're anticipating something and something not happening in your favor, then you get grabbed. Because again, like I said, this is +1. You're expecting a down one. You could also backdash. This is -1, and my down one is 7 frame startup. You could, but if you're in the corner, you cannot do such. But anyway, nonetheless, this looks like my throw. So this is what's considered an auto shimmy as well in this game. You can use auto shimmy kind of interchangeably with how things work in this game too. So again, a lot of pro players or competitive players will tell you that an auto shimmy is a shimmy or a move that kind of looks like a throw. That's basically what an auto shimmy is. So what happens is when you're looking for the animation of a throw, you start getting hit by things like this. And I'll be like, oh, because I thought he was going to grab me. It looks like a grab. So again, you can start doing things like this, and this will catch your opponent. But then what happens is this will start hitting your opponent. But then you can start doing things like, and then having a cameo to make you safe in this game, yada yada. You already know. But basically, this whole video is just to explain to you guys on how auto shimmies work. And I hope I did a best job. This was supposed to be a very easy and basic understanding of auto shimmies and how it's interchangeably in this game and how Street Fighter uses it in their game. I hope I did a good job, and I hope you guys appreciate the video. If you have any questions as well, just leave a comment below. It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip, and I'm out. Try to explain this faster than 15 minutes.